Okay, welcome back. Josh here. I don't know why I got a point every time I'm saying my name. Today we'll be talking about Bad Boys Ride or Die. Bad Boys 4. You know, they really missed out on the opportunity to call this the, Bad Boys for Life. Bunch of idiots. This movie was directed by the returning duo, Adil El Arbi and Bilal Fallah.
Wow.
I mean, just like the other names that have trouble with, I'm sorry. I just got to learn more. I just got to learn more names. I got to learn how to pronounce. I got to learn English. I don't know what the And it stars MartinLawrence and Slap Smith or Will Smack. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's the Fresh Prince, Will Smith. Will Smith! It starts with Mike finally tying the knot and Marcus, unfortunately, having a heart attack. I mean, the man ate like shit. The whole opening had him picking up Skittles and a dirty one-day-old gas station hot dog. He made his bed. After his near-death experience, Marcus has an awakening. Also, he thinks he's invincible and is epiphanated. I don't know if that's a word, but I'll look it up. Marcus and Mike embark on a new adventure, clearing the late captain's name. The old team from the shittier movie is back, along with a cast of new characters, like the sketchy lawyer who's totally not a bad guy, the tall, beautiful Eric Dane, Mr. McSteamy, or McDreamy. That's McSteamy. I'm pretty sure it's McSteamy. Who's totally not the main villain, with a military background and a bone to pick with the late captain by possibly framing him and letting this whole thing unfold. Oh, and there's also, Mike's son from the last movie. He's in it. The bad boys receive a message from the captain that reveals dirty rat cops and dirty rat people that he was about to expose all the way to the top of the food chain. Then he was gunned down by the cartel. Teaming up with the old ammo team, the bad boys find themselves releasing Mike's son, pissing off the daughter of the late captain, and embarking on a ton of shootouts. The mystery unfolds, and they discover who framed the captain and ultimately who the dirty rat is. I'm sure you can figure out the rest. I'm not going to spoil it all, but that's the story. The cast and the returning crew are actually still pretty stellar. Jacob Scipio, that is probably Scipio. Still badass, still kicking dicks in. Another thing is the experimental action. I think this is one of the things where most action films, most blockbusters, and most studios need to take a note from Bad Boys 4. So it is a franchise. It is counted as a blockbuster. It does not have Michael Bay. Well, I mean, Michael Bay is making a cameo, but I mean, he's not directing it. But basically, you give these two guys some good blockbuster money, and what they do is that they don't just keep it with the formula with most things. They get to experiment a little bit more with the action. I'm sure you've seen it online, but there was a rig that they set up with the gun and the pistol and everything that was kind of like snapping back and forth that, Will Smith had to work with. It's cool. You could tell that these directors really liked action and really, appreciated how stunts can be performed. It was a good bad boy time. Good bad boy.
It's cool.
We're in this post-slap era. Have we forgiven Will Smith? Yes, we saw him slap another artist that we really love, and it just feels like super uncalled for. But there are times when you do forget about it. With that said, it was really hard to unsee certain things. And I know that they poked fun at it later on in the movie to kind of just, bring a breath of fresh air into the f***ing whatever the fuck. While the action is amazing, isn't that really a very authentic version of filmmaking here? Like if you went to film school and they were teaching you about over-the-shoulder shots or coverage or how medium wide work in storytelling, that's what it kind of feels like. So this movie could be one of those things where you can experiment, but it feels very stuck to a schematic. If you compare it to something like Mad Max, George Miller kind of experiments as a filmmaker, whereas these guys stuck to what they know and made a safe bet, but then also were able to, bet a little bit higher because they had more money to be able to spend on like stunts and everything like that. So they knew how to highlight that stuff over the narrative building. Lastly, the story is so convoluted for no reason. I mean, there's like a ton of different things that are going on with the framing of the captain to then Eric Dane's character that is, clearly wanting a revenge. And then on top of that, then they had Mike's story that he was, suffering from panic attacks. And they pieced all these things together to try to give every character an arc, and it just kind of feels a little too stuffed. Like a turkey. Ooh, turkey. It's shocking at how fun the movie is. Even though the previous one was not very good at all. Got a little bit more experimental. It was like experimental and then also predictable, which is a very bizarre combination. I think it's a C. It's a C. Is that what it's gonna look like? No, it's gotta be like this. Go see the movie. See how much editing I gotta do for that shot. What did you think? Was it something that you were actually going to go see? What was your favorite movie out of the franchise? And why was it Bad Boys 2? I already know. That is it. Bad Boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? I lock on the camera, making everybody uncomfortable. Hey!